Hey, I'm Ethan and this is your Tarot and Oracle pick a card reading for the year 2024. And this will be an empowering reading for you to give you the messages and the guidance that you need to hear to become the best version of yourself in the year ahead. So get comfortable, grab yourself a tea or a coffee and let's pull some cards. Just take a moment to tune in and allow your intuition and higher self to guide you to the guidance you need to hear at this time for the year ahead. There are 3 doorways or portals before you. Which one will you enter? Door 1, door 2, or door 3? And you can always pause this video if you need a bit longer, and once you have chosen your doorway, please see the video chapters in the video bar or the description below to jump straight to your reading. This is your reading if you picked doorway 1, and just take what resonates with you from this reading, and you might want to save this video to a playlist or take notes in a journal so that you can refer back to it later. And I just want to let you know that and remind you that I do not do personal readings, so please be careful online, as I will never DM you out of the blue on social media or here about readings or anything like that. So you picked this doorway, which is enchanted, and the message on the card says your path has led you to a defining moment that will change your destiny. And I feel that you're at a nexus point in your life, especially at this time of year, if it's the new year when you're watching this, where I feel everything that you've been doing has kind of led to this point. And throughout this year, you're going to see that sort of start to come together. And I feel that you're very much aligning with your life purpose and really tapping into your highest destiny and potential in this lifetime. And this has all been leading to this point. So this could also relate to a project you are considering working on, or that you are considering some kind of career move, something you want to start up, something you want to do. It's definitely a new direction this year, or at least it will be supportive of any new directions which are in alignment with your highest good. They will definitely be something that you should be pursuing. And this is what you came here to do. And if it is something you feel that way about it, and you haven't been doing it yet, then you need to get on with it, because this card is all about you doing that, aligning with your destiny. And I don't know if you saw those, so there's some butterflies in this image as well, which again show this kind of transformation energy that is kind of held within this message. Okay, so this card is a major arcana card, and it is from the Asherah Tarot, and this is the 4th tradition of tarot, so it is a little different than what you might be used to. And I feel that you're connecting with your higher self again here, and your divine wisdom, or your inner knowledge. This will be something that's probably going on already at this time, but also as you move through the year, you're going to become more aware of this. So just bear that in mind as I talk about things. There may be things already going on in your life. And this is a card of learning and teaching. So, that could be something you're thinking about, or you might want to consider. So you might be thinking about, or you might want to look into taking courses, workshops, classes of some type. You could also be studying ancient wisdom. So whatever that looks like for you, could be the ancient texts, the traditions and things that you are kind of drawn to. You should definitely follow those things and explore sort of the esoteric side of things. Also, you might be someone that is teaching or considering teaching others something there's something you could share with the world. And I feel if that is something that you're considering, it's something you'll probably think of around now. And you'll be learning lots throughout the year in general when this card comes up. And if you look, there is these snakes appearing throughout the card. So that's all about the snake of wisdom, even though it can also mean transformation. But in this case, I feel it's about knowledge, accessing your inner knowledge and putting that into practice. So this card is from the Citadel Oracle. We've got the Wise One, and this aligns perfectly with the last card of the Hierophant. You've got structured learning, some kind of step-by-step approach to learning things is going to be really good for you. You could also be helping others through your teaching, your wisdom, your knowledge. You're definitely tapping into your soul's wisdom this year, and even possibly from past lives. The Akashic records could also be something you're tapping into. Now, the eye at the top of this card represents things being brought to light. And if you feel that you're not a teacher or someone who has anything to teach, which I sincerely doubt, then it would be a message more about seeking out someone who can teach you something, or that someone who has some more wisdom than you in a certain area that you could learn from. And it could also mean, like we said before, taking a class, workshop, training, even just reading a good book on a topic that you want to learn about. And this card is from the Archangel Power Tarot, and we've got the Page of Raphael, and that's Archangel Raphael's card. So what I think this is about is, this card has always been about creativity for me, and tapping into your creative ideas and your imagination. That's something I think you should be doing this year, and to explore and develop any creative ideas. They could be things you've already thought about, had, or were thinking about throughout the year. Maybe you didn't do anything with them, but it could also just be you're going to be getting lots of ideas, and your imagination is going to be a good source of guidance and new ideas that could help you. It could be personal, it could be creatively, and it could be for your career. And some of these ideas could really be successful for you, and they could be things that would even generate more money for you. It's all about a balance between, you know, the more serious stuff and learning with your creativity. So whatever you're learning or doing, your own personal sort of creativity and imagination will help you stand out with those things. Follow artistic pursuits, and don't be afraid to kind of tap into your inner child. Okay, so this card is from the Indigo Goddess card, and this is definitely more a card about your career and making money and those types of things. So we've got the umbrella, and it says all under one roof, and the rest of the card says consolidate, work in-house, many hats, far reach and covered. So what I think this means for you is that you have lots of talents and abilities and lots of things I think you can do, and things that you're interested in and that you want to do. And you'll probably be feeling that throughout the year, but don't feel that you have to just do one thing. This card is like saying, you know, it's not just about, oh, I've got to make this right choice, I've got to study or do this right one thing or pursue this one idea. You can do multiple things. I think you are capable of doing that. And you may have to wear many hats in business in particular. So if you're someone that's working for someone else, you might be asked to do different things, or that you are multi-talented as a employee with them. But if you're self-employed, or you're considering doing things on the side, or you want to have a part-time job, or you want to create your own business, I feel that you're going to have to get used to the fact that you will have to do multiple things, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, I think you're very good at doing different things, and it will probably keep you interested, and less, you know, you're less likely to get bored when you're swapping between different things and you've got different parts of your work to do. You definitely won't get bored, and you know, everything is connected, and I feel there's these multiple parts of what you're doing and why you're doing it. You need to be prepared for them. It's not as simple as like, I just do this one thing. I think you will learn that there's different parts. Like, for example, most people who are self-employed will realize that social media or the internet will play a part of it, and that means learning new skills and finding strategies and things that work for you. Okay, so this one is the Healing Money Blocks Oracle, and we've got budget wisely, and the message says, create a budget that aligns with your priorities and values, allowing you to take control of your finances. So I think this is something that you're either already thinking about, or that you're going to need to think about. It's very important, especially as, you know, you're making more money, or you start to increase your income, that you are careful with the money that you make. You know, watch with overspending, watch with buying things which are purely for luxury, or any expenses of things that you don't really need. I think some of us in the last year or two have realized certain things, even though they're nice, were not essential. Another thing I'd warn about is, as you're going to be drawn to learning new things, that you don't just do course jumping, or where you just move from one course or qualification to the next endlessly and not putting it into practice. So you need to make sure that what you're doing, if it's your investment to pay for a course or take a class or whatever it is, make sure you do use that and you're not just using it to procrastinate, which is something I do see a bit sometimes in the spiritual community, where they're constantly taking new courses but they're not really lifting off from that point. So you need to be thinking about that. But in general, this is all about being wise with our money and how we spend. Look for maybe less expensive alternatives. If there's like costs, like things you need to pay for, is there someone else that can give you a better deal? Definitely things you need to be thinking about this year. This is from the Tarot of the Heart, and this is about your relationships. So the message we've got for you is nurture. And this card is about Empress energy. You need to nurture your existing relationships and also any new ones that come along as well. Because if you don't put the time in or make the effort with the person and really work on your side of things, making sure that connection's there, then things can become a bit more difficult. Lines of communication can break down, and you can also find that a new friendship will just fizzle out. So make sure that you are putting the time in, and if there is a relationship which has already broken down maybe over the last year or two, you could initiate or try to repair that this year. Relationships need maintenance and work, and of course it takes more than one person, but try your best. If that is a situation that you're in, reach out and reconnect with family that you've maybe lost touch with, loved ones, friendships, or if you're in a relationship at the moment and things haven't been great, try your best. If you're finding this reading helpful so far, then please give it a thumbs up, and this will help others find this video so they can benefit too. Thank you. Okay, so this is from the Archangel Animal Oracle, and we've got the Kingfisher. And the message on the card says, be patient and focus. Patience is needed, definitely if you're manifesting things, or if you're trying to change your life or work on things or improve things. You do need to have that patience energy, especially if you're trying to achieve any goal. And focus is also essential. It's important for you. You need to give it the focus it needs and the patience to understand that things aren't instant. Things might not happen exactly when you want or in the way you want. And that's just the nature of these things. We can't always control when they'll happen. But the Kingfisher, he watches the fish from the waters, and he's not like a really active animal. So a bird, he will just wait for the right time and then swoop in. So he doesn't waste energy either. So I think that's kind of a cool quality that you need to tap into, is knowing that there is a right time and it just might not be right now. So just persevere with your goals. I think that is the message, but also focusing. He isn't distracted, he's just waiting. So work on what you're doing, your projects, whatever it is you're trying to manifest. Stay focused on those things and be patient, and eventually things will happen. And if you do see opportunities come up for you this year, you need to act quickly on them. Really kind of let you catch that wave that you're looking for. Ethereal Visions, Lunar Edition Tarot. And you've got the Two of Swords. So that you're going to have to make some important decisions this year. And to do that, you'll need a clear mind. So, take a step back from a situation. I wouldn't rush into making decisions if you have that freedom of being able to have a bit more time on things. Really think about what you want and tap into your heart's wisdom. If you look, she is folding her arms and these two swords over the chest area, and she's not using her eyes, so she's very much going inwards, and she's also tapping into what feels right or what she really wants inside. So you need to do that too. What does it feel like? And then choose between those things if you're stuck between two directions or more, and think about what will fulfill you in the long term. And don't get stuck in indecision. If you are now, you kind of being encouraged to make a choice now, and just weigh things up and then write some lists about the benefits of each of your options, and then go with the one that best serves you and is best for you in the long term. Okay, so next we have one from the Mystical Journey Oracle, and you've got Healing Hands. I mean, literally you might have healing hands as well. Some of you are healers, or you've been told this before. Some of you might be looking at alternative healing, energy healing modalities, studying those or using information or knowledge that you've learned about these. Many people, as I say, will train in things and not use them. So this could be a little hint for those of you who are drawn to that type of work, that this could be the year you might want to pursue it. And alternatively, if that doesn't feel like something that's on your kind of wavelength or something you are pursuing, then I feel that this is about your own self-healing. This will be a year of healing for you, and to release, some trauma and stress from the past and invite calm and peace into your life. Do some self-healing on yourself. You can look into that. There's things you can do at home, in the privacy of your own home, or you could see someone as well if you get good recommendations, a trustworthy person that you could help you with energy healing on you and will help you get through the year. Okay, so this is a card from the Heaven's Faith Tarot. And we've got the 8 of Pentacles. So this is again about hard work and doing things now that will pay off later. So a lot of the time, we're not going to get those instant results. It's just the nature of many things, business, life, whatever. If you're manifesting as well, you're learning valuable skills by doing what you're doing. And even though it can seem like not much is happening, for some of you, you might not feel like you're not seeing the movement you'd expected yet. This is all valuable stuff that you're learning that you're going to use for the rest of your life, let alone just this year. These are skills that are going to be for your future, especially if we're learning new things this year. Things take some time, so just be open, as we talked about before with the patience aspect. But you are building your dreams, and do what you love. So the more you enjoy what you're doing, or if you're, again, for making decisions, you might want to consider, going with what you're at least enjoying. Because if you're just doing something just for money, it can wear on you and eventually you're going to get bored anyway. So if possible, following your passions is going to be a good thing for you. And I feel that you are becoming an expert in something, or there's something that you are very good at, and others will benefit from that in time. Okay, so this is from the Female Archangel Oracle. And we've got an angel symbol here, which is the balance symbol. There's only a few of these balance symbols in the deck, so balance is a theme of your reading when I think about it. So make sure that you are balancing your work and home life, or work and family life. And even in relationships, make sure there is that give and take. There is that equal balance between you and a partner if you are in a relationship. And try to avoid too much stress or excess. Some of you need to get more sleep or rest. And avoid the temptation to work really late if you can, or if you're one of those people that finds yourself skipping meals or eating bad food to avoid, not working or doing other things, then you probably want to reconsider that, because that is a sign of things being out of balance for you. And try to get your sleep in and, use your time wisely. This next card is from the Skyscapes Tarot. And you've got the Knight of Pentacles. And this is another card of patience and connecting to 3D action. So don't look at other people's progress as a bar for yourself, because everyone's on their own path and their own timeline. And you must make sure you don't compare yourself too much to others, or what other people who are similar to you, could be friends, could be family, could be people in your life. It could be people on social media, people in your line of work. They might seem to be further along than you, and that's just the way it is. So don't compare yourself to others. Your path is completely unique, especially throughout this year when we need that focus and patience. You are making progress. This is always a card of that. And you just take one step at a time, do one task at a time, and try to enjoy the journey if you can. So this card is from a new deck, which is, I believe it's changed its name, but when I bought it, it was called the Godspeed Divine Timing Oracle. And the card you've got is When the Fog Lifts. Okay, so in terms of when you're making important decisions, you should wait until your mind is completely clear, which aligns with our Two of Swords card as well. If you remember earlier, this one here. So when the fog lifts is all about waiting till we have a really clear state of mind and we feel balanced, because everything will be easy for you to understand, to make any choices or decisions this year when you're in that state, rather than the temptation just to impulsively decide or just get it over with and just say yes or no to something. I think you need to take a step back and wait till you can feel, your mind is clearer and you feel more like yourself. And there might be some uncertainty going on in your life, and I feel that this will lift this year. And even if you feel you're not very clear on things, then again, that fog will lift. So even just naturally, you're going to start getting clearer about things. And I would also say that an auspicious time for you would be after the fog lifts. So here where I live, we get fog in kind of the autumn time, fall, and sometimes in winter as well. And then it tends to clear later in winter. So for some of you, you might want to consider the end of autumn or a beginning of winter as being a good time to launch things or start things or take up something new around then. I think you're going to have some aha moments where you're like, why did I not see this before? You're going to get a lot of clarity this year on something. This could be something ongoing, or you're just going to realize something like an epiphany and realize, I should have been doing this, or should, make this choice or do this or go here. You're going to get that type of light bulb moment in 2024. The next card is from my personal crystal oracle, and the card that you've got is lapis lazuli. This is your stone of the year. This is a crystal you can carry with you, you can wear it, you can meditate and spend some time with a stone because it's going to really help you. And the message from the stone for you is to work silently. Sometimes it's best not to share everything we are doing with the world, or just anyone that seems interested or asks. And be more mindful of who you share things with, particularly when it comes to your goals, your career, big life changes you're working on. If you're working on manifesting something, you need to sort of make sure you only share this with people that really care about you and understand and won't kind of put you off. I feel that you might be someone that lets people kind of talk you out of things. People don't always understand what we're doing or why we're doing it, and it can really put seeds of doubt in our mind. So you need to be careful with those things this year and be very careful who you share them with, because what these people do is they will often reflect their own fears and doubts back onto you, and you can end up taking stuff on that's actually not really something you were even concerned about. So be mindful who you trust, and I recommend sharing after you've achieved it, because I've always noticed those people that will be doubting Thomases and trying to talk you out of things, or perhaps they're coming from jealousy, soon shut up when you actually have done it. So share it afterwards with those people. And of course, if it's someone you 100% trust and they're positive and empowering to you, you absolutely should share with those people. As an alternative to lapis lazuli, if you don't have it or you're looking for something else, I would recommend hawk's eye, which is blue tiger's eye, and larcavite, which is a type of labradorite, and blue sapphire. So those could be used as well as lapis lazuli. And the reason we are working with lapis lazuli is because it's very much a stone of inner wisdom. It's very much going within and trusting our inner wisdom on things. It protects from the evil eye or jealousy. It also works with the throat and third eye chakras. So those are all going to be really helpful things for you throughout the year. So next we have your rune stone. So this is your crystal rune this year. And this is Fehu. This is a rune of physical manifestation, and also it is a rune of abundance. And so this is a really good sign, I feel, with all the work you're doing or going to be doing this year. To get this rune at the end of the reading feels like, it just confirms that it will be worth it in the end. And it shows that you're going to increase your prosperity or be successful in something that's important to you, and to keep doing what you're doing, as you're going to look back and it will all make sense after you've achieved these things, and after you've got the results you want, you'll kind of realize it was all worth it in the end. And to remember to use your money wisely as well, as we talked before. So we need to make sure that if you start doing really well for yourself, that we're being clever with money and we're not taking any risky decisions about money. So let me summarize the reading for you, and I'll also show you some signs that you need to be looking out for throughout the year. And these are the triangle. I have spotted a lot of triangular shapes here with these steps. we've also got these rays forming triangles here with the umbrella. So triangles are about balance, and they can also mean light, illumination and knowledge. So look out for those. And then we've also got roses. So there's a rose here on the Hierophant, and yellow roses here, and there's a flower here, and roses here, pink roses. So roses can of course mean lots of things, but I feel in this reading, I think it relates to blossoming and flourishing, and it's that type of supportive energy that you need to be kind of working with this year, because that is what is coming. Roses can also represent rising out of difficult times, and that is through, you know, challenges and stuff in our lives, and that's the thorns on the rose stalk that lead to the rose at the top. And the other symbols I see for you, there's actually quite a few. So we've also got butterflies, which turn up in a few of the cards, and there's here butterfly, and the butterflies that appeared on your portal card. There's also a butterfly down here, a well-known symbol of transformation. So, you know, there's the potential for that this year and potential for changes for you. And there's also a lot of water in these cards. You've got the sea here, there's some type of either the sea or a lake behind here, and you probably again can't see it, but underneath the desert sands here is some water. There's a river down here. So what I think that relates to is a cleansing, a releasing of the past, forgetting about, you know, previous challenges, and going through some emotional healing. Some of you with the healing card as well will be going through that this year, and finally getting past those things. And the other thing I spotted is the keys. So there's some cross keys at the top of the Hierophant card, and I can't show you it, but on my personal Oracle card there is a big key that looks just like one of these two keys as well. So that is again about solutions and answers coming to you, and the keys are also a sign of success. All great things to be looking out for. If you want to learn more about any of these decks that I've used, I've included links below, and some of these may be affiliate links, and they help support me and my channel, so thank you. And let me know in the comments which door or doorway you picked and which parts of the reading resonated with you. And you can also find all of my crystal books on Amazon and other places in the links below this video. Remember to subscribe and hit bell notifications so that you never miss a reading from me. Have an amazing year. And this is your reading if you picked doorway 2. Just take what resonates with you from this reading, and you might want to save this video to a playlist or take notes in a journal so that you can refer back to it later. And I just want to remind you that I don't do personal readings, so please be careful online, as I will never DM you about out of the blue about readings or a psychic message, anything like that. So you picked this doorway, which is perspective. So the message on the card says, talking to others and getting out of your bubble will help you see things differently. So sometimes we need to get others' opinions to see things more clearly. And sometimes what our mind thinks isn't always true. So getting different perspective, or trying to sort of broaden your perspective on situations or problems that you're going through, challenges or goals that you're working on, perhaps things you want to do, getting some kind of outside input or opinion, in your case, I think will be helpful to help you make your own choices. And you might be changing the way that you look at a situation this year. You'll be encouraged to get the higher perspective. So, you know, the spiritual perspective of something is going to be helpful for you. And I feel that this year you'll be getting a lot of answers that you've been seeking, or a lot of answers will come to you, such as solutions to things that you have been kind of struggling with for a while, or being unsure about things. I think this is the year that you're going to get that answer that you've been looking for. This card is from the Asherah Tarot, and it's a Thoth-based deck, and this is just from the majors. And you've got the sun. So this is also about illumination. And on that last card we had the triangle, which is often a symbol of light, and so is the eye. So, and about seeing things. And in this case I feel that the sun is about revealing the truth. And I feel that sometimes you worry too much, or may imagine worst case scenarios, and that's not helpful to you. And it's a sign to work on your mindset and how you perceive things yourself as well. Sometimes what we think about ourselves is not true. And if you look, we've got 2 lions here, which are a representation of Leo. And, Leo's about confidence, self-confidence. So I think you need to work on your own self-belief and self-confidence as well. And when it comes to what you're absorbing, as in outside information, we need to use discernment with it as well. So you might want to be really careful if you find stuff in the media or even on social media is dragging your energy down. And, make sure that you increase your awareness of your own thoughts and the narrative in your mind. I think this is a really good year for you for personal development and, for your mindset. I think if you work on that more, that's going to really propel you forward. I mean, this is a super positive card. I'm just giving you some guidance that's coming through around the sun. And you need to believe in yourself more. Trust maybe more that things are working in your favor, even if it doesn't seem like that at the time. The key is to ignore the current situation, and eventually you'll get to where you want to be. If you kind of buy into things aren't working, your energy starts to go in a downward spiral, and then this is not going to help you get to where you want. So we want to be working on your mindset this year. It is from the Citadel Oracle, and we've got Pathless. And this reminds me of that scene from Labyrinth, I don't know if you know it, where she's falling down like a hole and there's all these hands, but at one point these hands actually lift her up. So interesting connection there. I think you need to remember that it doesn't matter if you made bad decisions in the past or if things didn't work for you. And if you need to get outside support. And this will also help with the mindset we talked about. Sometimes just speaking to a really good friend who's an empowering and uplifting person will actually completely change how you feel about something. And you need to be doing that more often, especially as you come up with, everyone's going to go through challenges over the next 12 months. Not everything is going to be perfect. Try and speak to others more, because they'll help lift you up. And another sign I think this card is also about for you is, not buying into this idea that if you feel in any way that you don't know your direction. This is a year of perspective and illumination. So you're going to get that clarity and you're going to pull yourself out of any kind of feelings of being unsure about where you're going or what you're doing in your future. And your mindset shift will help you align more with your higher self. And I think you're ready for a new direction. I think you are actually finally ready to go somewhere. This is from the Archangel Tarot. And we've got Peace, which I think is perfect because this is all about releasing your past. And you are not the person that you once were. And you just need to kind of let that side of you go, right? Don't torture yourself about things that you did in the past that you're not proud of or that you regret, that type of stuff. And especially if you're watching this in the new year, it's a good time to kind of leave that stuff behind, as you are not your past choices. And these things that you are also not the things that have happened to you or that others did to you. So, don't be carrying shame either. And this is all an illusion. And also the past doesn't exist. So, all that matters is where you are now. And this is about letting go of old identities and beliefs. So if you do find certain beliefs and ideas were not productive or helpful for you, then you need to kind of work on releasing those as well. And you need to make a choice to write your own future, get back into your power, and there really is a better future available for you. It's more about this kind of mindset shift, letting it all go. I think you're more than ready now to just let the past go. So this card is from the Indigo Goddess Career and Money Oracle, and you've got Comfort. And what I think this is about is, are you doing what you're most comfortable at doing? What is natural to you when it comes to work and career? This could be your interests, it could be your passions, as these are your strengths. So if you find there's certain parts of your job or there's certain things you want to do and you're not doing it, Those are usually the keys, the little pointers as to what you should be working on. And especially when it comes to any gifts or talents that you have, because these are going to be your zone of genius. And this is where you shine as well. So, tap into your strengths when it comes to work, money, and business, and align with your life purpose. And don't try to be someone else either, and capitalize on your unique gifts and abilities, as that's what's going to make you stand out, whether it's the workplace or a new career, or whether you're doing something, if you've got your own business, or you're someone that offers personal services online. It's your uniqueness and those things that you do that are different from maybe what other people are doing, the things that help you the most. Okay, so this is from the Healing Money Blocks Oracle. So we're still looking at career and money now. So you've got consult a pro. So the message on the card says, seek professional advice when necessary, such as consulting a financial planner or accountant. Okay, so very good advice. There may be something that you are a little bit stuck with or just not your thing. Sometimes you're better off outsourcing or getting someone to help you with something if it's not something that you're good at. And even just learning through people through YouTube who are experts in certain fields is going to help you and save you a lot of time as well. So if you need to, of course, you can consult a professional on something that you need help with when it comes to your finances. And this could even be something you learn from a book, a good book on a topic that you need to learn more about, especially if it's career, money related. And you might need to get a consultation with someone, take a course, or some of you might be able to employ or hire a coach of some sort to help you with things in your business or career. You might also need help in a form of financial planning. Some of you might need help with budgeting and that type of thing, your spending or your accounts. So yeah, something you might want to consider this year. And this card is from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, and it relates to relationships. And you've got coming together, and some of you will be committing more to a relationship, or that you need to commit more to it, and others will need to work on existing relationships, or you might have to commit to someone that perhaps wasn't serious in the past. If that's something you're considering, you're definitely being advised to make more effort into that relationship, put more of a dedication to each other in that, or any sort of partnerships. And getting back together with someone who is not toxic or bad for you in any way could be something that would happen if you are single and looking. And also, if you are single, you want to be looking for someone that is more committed. I think that will really help you to have someone that you can rely on and talk to, someone who can also be a friend. That is something you need to think about. For those of you in relationships or married or anything like that, how can you work on your relationship this year? How can you commit to the person more? Of course, it is two ways, and you need to be expecting that to be reciprocated as well. So your animal card is the whale, and whales are kind of ancient and super connected beings on our planet. And spiritually, you need to rise above what's going on in your life or the world at the moment, as I don't think it's helpful for you to dwell on things too much. You need to kind of disconnect if you're finding, especially the media or anything is affecting you negatively. It's not for everyone to be following everything on the news. So just be careful that that isn't making you depressed, because I feel that you need to focus more on yourself and looking after yourself and your mental health. So find ways to, disconnect from those things, perhaps get outside in nature and reset your energy. And if you look, there's actually a crystal cluster, almost like a mountain, behind the whale. I feel that, some of you who are drawn to crystals you can, spend some time with crystals, meditate with crystals, use some sort of crystal healing on yourself. Could be helpful for you to disconnect from any sort of chaotic energies around. You are becoming a bit more spiritual already. You're already a spiritual person, but I think this year you're going to be really putting this stuff into practice and using it in your day-to-day life. So this card is from the Ethereal Visions Lunar Edition Tarot, and you've got Temperance. So this is all about balancing your physical and spiritual life, I feel. I feel this card is about, also for some people, it's also about time, and things may not be happening as quickly as you'd like, and this is a process. So accept where you are kind of in your life's journey at the moment, and accept that you have quite a lot of stuff still to do this year before you'll maybe see the results you're looking for. And that's just a normal process with anything you do, really. Just accept that you are on a path that will take a little bit of time. It will be worth it in the long run, and there is also your time will come. So it's a message of patience as well. Okay, so this card is from the Mystical Journey Oracle, and I just want to ask you, if you have enjoyed the reading so far, if you could please give it a thumbs up, because this will help others find and benefit from this video too. So thank you for that. And you've got Life Review. So I think this is a perfect card for you, and especially at this time of year. So you need to review your life, what you've achieved, what isn't working, what is working, what you would like to have in your life or what you'd want to be doing. You might need to reassess your goals. I tend to do this every time in a new year anyway. I do think it's helpful to kind of look at what, sometimes what we wanted 12 months ago isn't what we want now. Things change. So update your goals, or start setting goals based around where you want to be, and looking at ways to kind of change your life to suit what you want to be doing. How do you want to spend your time? What's your daily routine? What do you want to be doing on a daily basis? And doing things and heading towards things that are more aligned with what you want in life and who you want to be. Okay, so this is the Heaven's Faith Tarot, and you've got the Eight of Wands. And so this is a card, so I'll just read what it says. Whatever it is that you feel you need to do, go ahead and do it, because the wheels have already been put into motion and it's time to move quickly. I believe this is these kind of winged shapes up here relate to the seraphim, which are kind of fiery angels. There's also a flaming sword down here. So that's just an interesting point with this card. I feel for you, this is also relating to it's like a Sagittarius energy, and I feel that you know in your heart what you need to do, but it's just doing it. So you need to feel good and passionate about things that you're doing. That's going to really help you decide what you need to do and be sure that it's the right thing for you. And this is about your direction and calling. So after a lull, or if things have been moving slowly, I think things will eventually just kind of there'll be a tipping point. As long as you work on yourself and we work on that mindset, you're going to start to see things happening for you. And you need to be quick when opportunities come up, and be positive about things, because that's going to really propel you forward. Okay, so this is from the Archangel, Female Archangel Oracle. And you have Archangel Virtue. And so this is a year when you can really do some deep healing work. And this card is associated with the Archangel Raphael, an angel of healing. So it's supposed to be his twin flame, or the feminine aspect of Archangel Raphael. And definitely feel your heart needs to be healed. And if you look here, there's this kind of light on the heart area and these pink tones. And the message says, open your heart. This angel is helping you open your heart chakra, and this will help you forgive and release anyone from your past, or even forgive yourself. And this will help you release those blocks. And you want to kind of release your past in exchange for peace. And this will really help you move on and get you past, if you feel kind of in any way kind of held back, things aren't happening for you. And this card is from the Skyscapes Tarot, and it is the Knight of Cups. This card sometimes gets a bad rap. I don't think that people realize that the Knight of Cups is also related to the Grail Knight in the Arthurian tradition. And how I read it is not as a person, but more an aspect of yourself. And in fact, I do that with all the court cards, is you need to follow your heart, and you need to do what you're passionate about, which has come up multiple times in this reading already. And express your emotions and how you feel. And this will really help you in your career and business. if you're doing things that you're kind of being more kind of based around what you're passionate about and heart driven. Okay, so this is your Divine Time, Godspeed Divine Time card. And we've got when the sun sets. I feel you need to fully let go of your past. And when you do that, that's when things will start to happen. Manifestations will come to fruition. When you kind of, put the sunset on that thing, end that thing, stop thinking about that thing, stop blaming yourself, stop carrying something that, happened 10, 20 years ago. And that's when things start to come to you easier and you'll start to see opportunities. And I also feel that something could just literally happen overnight. So almost unexpected this year. You'll literally wake up in the morning and a big thing will have happened to you, or there'll be a massive opportunity come to you that is unexpected. And also the time of the sunset is literally the literal sunset where you live is going to be a good time for you, and it's an auspicious time. So if you're thinking about launching things or doing things, that would be a good time you want to look at the actual sunset. Next, we have your, this is from my Crystal Oracle. So your crystal of the year is Sodalite. And the message of this card is follow divine inspiration. And you're going to be receiving, or will soon be receiving, some really good ideas this year. And this could be a breakthrough moment for you, or an epiphany moment. So we want to be paying attention to those ideas and things that pop into your head and taking note of those things. But even more so, it's about using them, because we can often get ideas that come in, but if you don't use them, you'll forget about them and you don't really appreciate or experience what was given to you as a gift. So make sure you use these things and take action on any ideas and inspirations that come to you, as these are often solutions to problems as well. And this stone is really good for that because it helps with inspiration ideas. It's also a stone of mental clarity, because you want to have a clear mind to be able to perceive and receive these messages and to understand them and be able to use them in your life in some way. And if you don't have sodalite, or you're looking for an alternative, you could also use blue apatite, clear quartz, or if you have it, some type of meteorite. So this is your rune stone for the year, and it's need. And your power lies in realizing that you are the only block to your success. So take the lessons from the last year or so, or anything that's been ongoing in your past, and you want to use those things to give yourself the advantage this year. So take these lessons and learn from them, and if you do that life review, that's going to kind of help you with this and work on yourself, and the outer world will start to reflect that, and you'll start to experiencing this positive shift that you're trying to get to. And if you are in any way held back, or you find things aren't moving, then bide your time, use that time wisely. So whatever that means for you, if that is doing more research, working on things, preparing yourself for when things do move, that's definitely something that could work with this rune to your advantage. It's the story of the fishermen when they can't go out to sea because it's too stormy, they actually repair their nets. So I love that story, and it is connected to this rune. So let me summarize this reading for you, and we'll also look at the signs that you need to look out for this year. So this is a year that you will be gaining clarity. You'll be able to integrate and use any lessons you learned from this past 12 months, understanding yourself more and recognizing that you have a higher purpose here. So there's definitely potential for some big inner transformations and healing as well. So you're taking your power back, and other people can definitely help you and support you throughout the year. You shouldn't be thinking you have to do everything alone. So we'll be working on strengthening your relationships, and you need to also be very patient as well with yourself and with what you're working on, and yourself and the process, and keep following your heart, as that will help guide you. And if you let go, things will move faster for you, and the opportunities and the ideas are just going to come flooding in. So the signs I see for you, these are signs you need to look out for that appear in the readings, are the dove. So the dove appears in the top of the peace card here. Oh yeah, up here we also have it's very small, but there is a tiny dove at the top of this card. What I think the dove means for you is it's a symbol of peace, inner peace, and also peace in relationships. You know, there could be a lot of things worked out this year, and it's a sign of an end of difficult times and a sign of hope. And the other symbol is the eye, which is in your portal card, and also the eye appears on this hand of this figure. And I feel that this sign is a sign of seeing the truth. You'll be gaining some clarity on things, and you're being encouraged to get a higher perspective of your life, which will help you with understanding where you are and where you want to go. And the other sign I see for you is arched windows, which appear in the back here. There's a bit of a natural arch as well, almost caused by the trees behind the angel, and here we have arched windows as well. So this is again as a sign, to me windows are about opportunity. It's also about perspective and gaining a new vision on things. So if you want to learn anything more about the decks I've used today, I have included links below. Some of these may be affiliate links, so if you do use them, it will help support me in the channel, so thank you. And let me know in the comments which door you picked and which parts of this reading resonated with you. And you can also find my crystal books on Amazon and other places in the links below this video. And remember to subscribe and select bell notifications so that you never miss a reading from me. Have an amazing and blessed year. And this is your reading if you picked Doorway 3, and just take what resonates from this reading with you, and you might want to save this video to a playlist or take notes in a journal so that you can refer back to it later. And I just want to remind you that I do not do personal readings, so please be careful online, as I will never DM you out of the blue on social media or elsewhere about readings or a psychic message. So you picked Downloads Doorway, and the message on the card says, look out for messages and signs from spirit. Sit quietly and receive the answers. You are receiving or will receive a lot of messages and signs this year, and these are messages from your higher self, from your guides, the angels, the universe, and you could also be seeing angel numbers. So those are repeated number sequences like 1111, 444, 222, things like that. Look out for those, because I feel that if you're not already seeing them, you're going to be getting more of them. And you could also see other types of signs. They could be symbols, like sacred geometry, animals, feathers, things like that. So look up what they mean and trying, if you're kind of not sure what those mean, you're seeing them but you don't know what they are, look into what they mean if you don't already have kind of a understanding of that. So that they, as well as being sort of signposts as this is a good thing to do or go here or do that, they can also contain kind of symbolic messages for you. And when you understand them, that becomes really helpful as a spiritual tool. So some of you will also be receiving a lot of spiritual downloads, and that will be ideas and inspirations and revelations that will come to you, things you'll just suddenly know, and these will happen throughout the year. So pay attention to your ideas and inspiration, and take inspired action, because all this stuff isn't any use to us unless you act on it. So try and use your ideas and inspiration and use these signs to actually make a change to your life, because when you kind of use them to kind of go into a direction, that's when you can really start seeing changes happening. This card is from the Asherah Tarot, and it's from the Mages, and you've got the Lovers card. Okay, so this is kind of it's a Thoth tradition, so it's almost like an alchemical marriage, but it could also be traditional. So some of you may meet someone this year if you are single and looking, or it could be a sign of relationship harmony. but it can also mean commitment to your projects or manifestations, committing to yourself. And if you look, the two figures on the cards are kind of mirror images of each other. And you've got the sun on one side and the moon on the other. So it can very much relate to you as a person. And it can also mean you need to work on your relationships and the concept of you are another me. People do mirror aspects of ourselves back to us sometimes. And I feel that's what this card is kind of trying to show us. And some people complement your energy, so you might be a more of an intellectual person and the other person might be more emotional. So that can, relationships can involve complementary energies as well. This card is ruled by the twins, Gemini. So you're definitely learning through your relationships. I think this year is going to be a year of learning through other people and your relationships with them. And this card is from the Citadel Oracle. So you've got the storyteller. It's kind of these shadow hand shadows. So I feel you've had a very interesting life and you've had a lot of really interesting experiences, and you probably have a story to tell, and you need to sort of think about how your experiences could help other people. Is there a book inside of you? Could you share your stories through social media? That might be something some of you are considering or should be doing. Your story could really help someone. You may have been through experiences which are maybe quite challenging, and people could learn a lot from that. So don't discount your own life experiences in whatever you're doing. And of course, that could be career as well, as you're definitely someone that could really inspire someone else to create something. So this is your Archangel Power Tarot card. And you've got the Queen of Michael. I read the court cards as aspects of ourselves. So you know your stuff and you're tapping into your wisdom, and you can see the truth in a lot of situations or in other people that others can't see. And I don't feel, nobody fools you. And you need to sort of trust that you have good judgment of others, and you can kind of tell if something's off or someone's off. So don't ever ignore that. And you definitely could teach people things and to trust your knowing throughout this year. So this is from the Indigo Goddess Money and Career Oracle. And you've got independent, and the card says go your own way, unique path, self-starter, own business, freelance, and boss. And this, I feel, follows on from the Queen card. If you're someone in your career who's considering going solo or doing your own thing, starting your own business, then this would support that, as I feel that you thrive when you're your own boss, or that you have at least more freedom in what you do. I think you don't like to be controlled or told what to do. So any kind of work that allows that is going to be really good for you. Also, you're very clever and you don't follow the crowd. So your ideas are going to be the key. Your individuality and different way of doing things is something that's going to bring you a lot of success this year if you use those things. So this is the Healing Money Blocks Oracle. And you've got invest in you. And the message on the card says embrace the concept of investing in yourself and your skills to increase your earning potential. So if you need to learn new skills in your career, then you should definitely pursue this, and don't feel guilty if you know that you will benefit in the long run from gaining these things. It is an investment for you, and if you know it's a good thing to invest in, you should definitely go ahead and do it. You might want to look at taking courses this year, classes, workshops. Perhaps you'll be looking at coaching in certain areas. That's something you want to be looking at. Looking at things that will give you the edge or fill in the gaps in your skill sets, that things that you're not so good at. Maybe getting a better understanding of those things is going to help you get that edge and help you achieve what you want to. It's just being honest with ourselves and accepting that we can't always be good at everything or know everything. So if there are areas that you need help with, you should get help. And the long term, these will really help you with your career and your ability to make money. So it would be a worthy investment. This is the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, which is about your relationships this year. And you've got the Trust card. And maybe this is because things that have happened to you in the past have caused you to distrust people a little. And this could be romantic, or it could be personal and professional relationships. It could be anything. And you might find it hard to trust people, but you are being asked to be a little more trusting of some people that are worthy of that. And watch you don't sort of become paranoid and assume everyone's kind of out to cheat or lie to you, or that everyone kind of has an agenda, because that will push people away from you, and it will definitely make it harder for you to form deep relationships or to form new friendships. You're doing it for reasons to protect yourself, but other people will see that as a bit of a wall. So make sure that is not something that you're doing. Be more trusting in relationships with people that you know they haven't proven themselves otherwise yet. So give people that chance. And otherwise, this will become a big barrier for you, and it could stop and block things from developing. This is the Archangel animal card for you. And you've got the cow. And this is about, I feel that you kind of maybe hide your sensitive side and maybe don't like to express emotions, but I feel that on the inside, even if you come across as quite cool, you probably do feel things more than you let on to people. And you need to sort of acknowledge that that is that side of you, and to try and get a bit more of a balance. So we still need to set healthy boundaries with others, as we've just talked about with the Trust card. But don't stop everyone from getting close or too close to you, because it follows on from the last card that you can be caring and you can nurture and you feel things, and you can be quite sensitive to what people say to you, and people don't see that. So if you at least give them some of that, they'll know that they can't just say anything to you. They need to be a bit more mindful about how they speak to you and what they ask of you, but they won't know how to do it if you're kind of putting out this, I don't care what anyone thinks of me kind of thing, or, you're just acting very cool all the time and as if you're unaffected by things, or that you're someone who likes to play, sort of be as if you're very tough and that you're, not a soft person. I don't think that's really the truth, and that is probably not helping you. So show your sides to people that deserve it. Don't sort of automatically assume that people aren't trustworthy, because they might be. So this is the Ethereal Visions Tarot, Lunar Edition, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is a very good card. This is a card that represents opportunities relating to your career, business, money, things like that. So it could take many forms. There could be a few of them coming your way, and this could be work and business, career. But this card encourages you to also be proactive. So as well as, we don't want to just sit around waiting for things to happen either. So, plant your seeds this year. So focus on doing the things you need to do to affect your career and business, and planting seeds for long-term growth, as this card supports things such as new businesses, new projects, creating new products or services. It could also, if you're looking for work, it would definitely represent a new job. Okay, so this is your Mystical Journey Oracle card, and before we look at this, if you have enjoyed this reading so far, please give it a thumbs up, as this will help the video be found by others so they can benefit too. Okay, thank you. We've got the Path. Super interesting and detailed card. I feel you have many paths to choose from, and many directions you could go in, or maybe you want to go in this year. And don't get too caught up in indecision. And the unknown can seem scary, but it is part of life that, when you move into a new area, it's all going to be difficult. It's a learning curve, and don't let that hold you back from making a choice or doing the thing you want to do, because you know how different and it will be for your life and what you're doing. And don't fear making the wrong decision, as this card it's got multiple paths on it, but all of them kind of reach the same point in the distance. So it's almost like sometimes it's not about a right or wrong path. It's like all the paths will get you to the same point in the future. So you just need to pick what you most want to do at this time. and you might have to take a few paths. So you can do multiple things as well, but definitely avoid inaction and get clear about what you want to experience, and then choose a path that most aligns with, the path of yourself, and watching that you're not making choices based on what others want you to do or are telling you what to do, as I don't think that would be good for you. It's definitely got to come from you. This card is from the Heaven's Faith Tarot, and it is the King of Pentacles. This is another Pentacles card, so you've had that twice now, and the message on the card says, there is no reward without risk. Create opportunities. Don't be afraid to fail, and invest your time wisely. What did we just say with the last card? You can't make this up, really, can you? So there's always some element of risk in anything we do, and especially when we're kind of making decisions, or if you are in the process of changing things in your life, or there's things you want to do, especially goals and career stuff. You just have to accept that that is part of that. And this card is encouraging you to take action, and you probably know what you need to do or what needs to be done. You're just you're a little bit scared about doing it for some reason, and you shouldn't be letting you get held back by this. As long as you're building your dreams and you're doing that from the foundation up, it should come back to you positively, and time and effort is still needed for any goals or anything you're working on. So this is a realistic card. It's not about castles in the sky either. It's going to be work. There's going to be new things you'll have to learn, but it should pay off. So this is from the Female Archangel's Oracle, and you've got Leap. Yeah, that's super interesting, because if you remember, back here we've got Trust, which shows a woman jumping, and here again we've got the same type of imagery, someone jumping in the same direction. I feel this must be a very important message for you in particular. And if you're holding yourself back in any way, then this is the year you need to stop doing this, and you need to let go and just go for it and just see. Sometimes we need to just try something and see if it's right for us or not. So just look at it like that, and you definitely have the opportunity to spread your wings, and trust that you'll figure it out. Once you've kind of made that leap and you're in it, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to have all the details. You don't need to have everything planned out. There is a certain point when you're going to learn once you start doing the thing, and no one else can really teach you that. That comes from direct experience, and you're supported by the angels and the universe. I think you're going to end up wishing you started sooner. There's something you're going to end up doing, and you will wish, why didn't I start this like a year ago? So don't let it wait any longer. So Skyscapes Tarot, we've got the Queen of Cups, and you are a visionary, and you need to trust your psychic and intuitive hits that you're getting. And throughout the year, you're going to get, I feel there's a lot of psychic development going on, or intuition starts getting better. Intuition isn't always right, because you have to separate what is your mind and what is your actual intuition. So you're very receptive to energy from others and situations, which is why I think you're able to kind of see if someone's being genuine or not. But the downside of this is that you also are sort of an empath, which means sometimes you're just picking up other people's kind of energy and mixing it with your own, or you're struggling to separate. So example, if someone's quite paranoid and you spend time around them, you'll kind of absorb that paranoia, and that's not really healthy for you. So watch with things like psychic protection, and be careful with energetic and emotional boundaries. And other than that, you should just trust your intuition, as long as you have those boundaries in place. So this card is from the Godspeed Divine Timing Oracle, and it says, in the heat of summer. And this indicates that something significant will occur during the summertime, and for some of you that will be in the next couple of months, and for other parts of the world, like where I live in the Northern Hemisphere, that's going to be about 6 months away. And during that time, I think something really big is going to happen, or something you've been working on will finally kind of come to fruition. You could also use this time, so the summer as a season is a really good time this year for you to launch things. It's an auspicious time for you. So if you're thinking about doing something new, launching something in a career perspective, then I feel the summer is a really good season. So next we have your crystal for the year, and the crystal that you have this year as your guide is fluorite. And the message from fluorite is to focus your mind. When you are focused, your mind is going to be a lot more clearer, and you're able to get the ideas that you need and the solutions you need to get towards where you want to be. And you need to also focus on your highest priorities and goals this year, and try not to do too many things where you're just scattered. So, you can do more than one thing, but just watch that your energy levels and how that feels for you. You don't want to burn out either. So again, get the balance right there. And this is a really good crystal to support you for the year because it helps with emotional and mental balance. It brings mental clarity. It is also a protective stone. It protects the mind. So I think this is going to be a really good crystal for you throughout the year. And also, if you want a substitute for fluorite for whatever reason, you could also work with sodalite, blue apatite, or clear quartz. So your rune stone of the year is Jera. You've got the rune of the harvest, and this represents the rewards for the hard work and the time that you've been putting in, or that you will need to put in this year. And this could be from even last year, something you're working on manifesting, and it's something that you're starting to see results from. So as long as you nurtured that goal, you worked on that thing and put the time in, you should start to get the results this year. You should actually start to see things take off for you and the growth and the success you've wanted. But it also encourages patience. It might not be instant. You shouldn't expect things to be fast either. So as long as you've got the patience and you put the time and the work in, this year you could actually see things start to happen and you'll realize it was all worth it. So let me summarize this reading for you, and I'll also show you the signs that you need to look out for this year. So you will be guided and supported with signs and inspiration this year, and you must pay attention to those. And you'll be learning a lot through relationships in your life, and a big message is just to trust. And you might have to take a leap of faith. I feel there's been a lot of kind of resistance in you, and your wisdom will be the key. And you should trust your knowledge and wisdom and know that you are good enough and you know enough about things to make these changes you want to make or to achieve what you want to. Others will benefit from your knowledge as well. So, don't keep things to yourself. And things are really opening up for you in your career. There is a lot of opportunities as long as you take them. And it's all about your direction and deciding where you want to go. So get really focused, take a leap of faith. Okay, so let's look at the signs for you. So I noticed there's a lot of animals in your reading. You've got these here, the cats, the cows. I feel some of you are animal lovers. You probably have pets or you are attracted to animals. You definitely have a connection, a spiritual connection with animals, and that might be something some of you are thinking about doing. So you're working with animals in some way, and you need to look out for signs and symbols related to the animal kingdom, and that can include birds as well. And the other thing I see is there's a lot of orbs in this reading. So we've got all these orbs flying around here. There's like little orbs here, here. These are planets, but they kind of look like orbs as well. And what I think this means is to me, orbs are guides and angels. So it's another reminder that you have guides and angels helping you, assisting you, watching over you. You're not alone. And also it could be a sign of clairvoyant abilities. You might start seeing light, you might see flashes of light, or you might be someone who sees orbs. That could be something you might be capable of. And the other sign I see for you is the mountain, which appears behind this queen. There is a mountain scene. There's mountains here, and this card, which you can't see, it shows a mountain as well. And also she's leaping here from a very high cliff, which I guess would be probably on a mountain. So I feel this is a sign of reaching new heights for you. It's about leveling up and overcoming obstacles. If you want to learn anything more about the decks I've used today, I have included links below, and some of these may be affiliate links, which helps support me and my channel, so thank you. And let me know in the comments which door you picked and which parts of this reading resonated with you. And you will also find my crystal books on Amazon and other places in the links below this video. So remember to subscribe and select bell notifications so that you never miss a reading from me. Have an amazing and blessed year.